In the memories of many people, the Tyrannosaurus rex stands as the ultimate symbol of prehistoric power. A colossal hunting machine with blade-like teeth and a bite strong enough to crush the bones of any unfortunate creature that crossed its path. With its massive skull, keen eyesight, and unrelenting pursuit, T-Rex has been immortalized as the undisputed apex predator of its time. Yet, despite the popular belief that this fearsome dinosaur was truly unmatched, there was once another creature, not of the land but of the sky, whose very presence could make even a tyrant lizard think twice. Imagine a shadow suddenly sweeping across the ground on a bright day, so vast and alien in shape that it sent smaller creatures scattering in panic. This was not the shadow of a cloud, but of a gigantic flying reptile, a ruler of the Cretaceous skies, whose command over the air made it one of the most extraordinary predators to have ever lived. That creature was Quetzalcoatlus, the undisputed results to disappearing and fresh to insight, as their overlord of the prehistoric heavens. Quetzalcoatlus lived during the late Cretaceous period, about 68 to 66 million years ago, in what is now North America. It belonged to the family Azadarchidae, a group of long-necked, toothless pterosaurs known for their unusual proportions, an elegant yet intimidating blend of grace and menace. The name Quetzalcoatlus was inspired by Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god worshipped by the ancient Aztec civilization of Central America, a being associated with both creation and destruction. In a way, the name is perfectly fitting, for this prehistoric giant embodied both majesty and lethal efficiency. If it stood upright on the ground, Quetzalcoatlus could rival or even exceed the height of a fully grown WN giraffe. Its wingspan is estimated at an astonishing 10 to 11 meters, and some extreme scientific hypotheses suggest that the very largest individuals might have stretched to an almost unimaginable 15 meters, comparable to the wingspan of a small airplane. Despite such immense size, it was surprisingly light, weighing perhaps only 200 to 250 kilograms. This was thanks to a skeleton built for flight. Its bones were hollow, yet reinforced with a network of internal struts, giving them both lightness and strength. This design not only allowed it to soar through the skies with relative ease, but also enabled it to launch and land with remarkable skill for an animal of its scale. Fossils reveal a long, rigid neck and a sharp spear-like beak, perfect for stabbing down at prey from above or snatching it in midair. While the traditional image shows pterosaurs hunting only fish, evidence suggests that Quetzalcoatlus was far more versatile. It may have been an opportunistic hunter, taking small reptiles, early mammals, and perhaps even the young of larger dinosaurs. It might also have scavenged carcasses, using its size to intimidate smaller predators away from their kills. On land, it moved on all fours, with its wings folded so that the elongated finger bones acted as forelimbs, supporting much of its weight. This unusual gait gave it stability as it strode across plains or stalked prey in tall grass, using its height to scan the terrain for movement. When it found an opportunity, it could take to the air in an instant, using all four limbs to vault itself upward before beating its massive wings and catching the air currents. In the hunt, Quetzalcoatlus was a master of surprise. From hundreds of meters above the ground, it could spot an unguarded animal and dive with astonishing speed, perhaps exceeding 120 kilometers per hour. By the time the prey realized danger was upon it, the pterosaur's beak would already be striking, while an adult Tyrannosaurus rex was one too large to be practical prey. A juvenile, a weakened individual, or a recently wounded dinosaur could very well have been at risk. In the unforgiving world of the late Cretaceous, survival was never about fairness. It was about seizing every chance. Even with its enormous size, Quetzalcoatlus had its limitations. The romantic notion of a human riding one like a living aircraft belongs only in fantasy. Its body weight and skeletal design were precisely tuned for its own mass. Adding just a few dozen kilograms would have ruined its balance and made flight impossible. Even after consuming a large meal, The pterosaur would have needed to use its powerful takeoff method, crouching low, springing up with all four limbs, then flapping hard to gain altitude before settling into a long, energy-efficient glide. Its hunting grounds were not limited to the inland plains. Many researchers believe Quetzalcoatlus also patrolled coastlines and river mouths, swooping low over the water to seize fish or a squid, much like modern seabirds. Some fossil evidence suggests it may have had a thin layer of hair-like filaments covering parts of its body, insulation that hints at a warm-blooded metabolism. This would have allowed it to sustain long flights and remain active in varying temperatures, much like modern birds of prey. But even a creature as formidable as Quetzalcoatlus could not escape the great extinction at the end of the Cretaceous. Around 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid impact triggered a cascade of disasters: wildfires, tsunamis, a darkened sky, and a collapse in global temperatures. Plant life withered, ecosystems collapsed, and food sources vanished. Large animals requiring constant high-energy intake, like Quetzalcoatlus, quickly disappeared from the Earth. Only smaller, more adaptable species survived, and among them were the ancestors of the birds we know today. Now, millions of years later, Quetzalcoatlus remains one of the most awe-inspiring symbols of prehistoric life. From the handful of fossils found, scientists are still piecing together its story: how it moved, how it hunted, how it ruled the skies. And perhaps the most haunting thought of all is this: somewhere in the late Cretaceous, there may have been moments when even the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex paused in its stride, simply because the shadow of something far larger passed silently overhead.